Hi boys and girls, happy Monday. Miss Joyce here. Today we are going to be doing lesson 711 and it is going to be on weights of state birds. You're going to have 2 days to complete this lesson and I will be checking everybody's ConnectEd Tuesday late afternoon. If you are choosing to do this lesson in your notebooks, you have to send me a Google Classroom to let me know. Otherwise, when I check your ConnectEd and it's blank, I'm going to think that it's incomplete. So if you send me a message stating that you did it in your notebook, I'll know that that you did it. And then when we return to school, I'll make sure that I check it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do a little review on weight, and we're going to be converting pounds and ounces. I'm using an iPad that is not very fast. So let's hope this goes through. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is convert pounds and ounces. And you should know that there are 16 ounces in a pound. So if I wanted to figure out how much 3 pounds is in ounces, I would multiply 16 times 3. So 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 10 is 30. When I add it together, I get 48. And I would do the same thing for 5 pounds, only I would multiply it by 5. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 10 is 50. Add it together, we have 80. Now for 10, this is an extended fact. So I know that 16 times 1 is 16, and all I would do is add a 0. So 10 pounds is 160 ounces. Now I'm going to go back, and the next chart is going to be talking about fractions of a pound. Because not everything that we measure in weight equals a pound. Some things are very, very light. So we're going to be learning how to figure out how many ounces fractions of pounds are. So the first one is half a pound. So we know that 1 full pound is 16 ounces. So to figure out half, I would divide it by 2, which is 8. Half of 16 is 8. So 1/2 of a pound would be 8 ounces. Then the next is 1/8. So I would divide 16 by 8 and get 2. So 1/8 of a pound is 2 ounces. For 1/4 of a pound, I would divide 16 divided by 4, which is 4. So 1/4 of a pound is 4 ounces. And then the next one is 3/4. So if 1/4 of a pound is 4 ounces, I would have to multiply that by 3. And 4 times 3 is 12. So 3/4 of a pound is almost a full pound. So 12 ounces makes sense. Now, it's going to be very important for you to know these conversions. I also shared a conversion table with you in Google Classroom as a reference guide. Because the questions you're going to have to do, you may have to convert pounds to ounces, but you may not have full, complete whole pounds. All right, so we're going to do a question together. And for some reason, the screen brings me right to question number 2 on your journal pages. So we're going to go ahead with that, and we're going to do that. And when you're completing your journal pages, lucky you, you will already have this one done. But I still want you to add it in, though, so that way I see that it's done. Okay, let's listen.
Weights of state birds. 2. Solve the number story. Use drawings or equations to show how you found your answers. The yellowhammer is the state bird of Alabama. If a yellowhammer weighs 1/4 pound, what is the weight of 6 yellowhammers? Blank pounds. Is that more or less than 30 ounces?
Okay, so we're talking about a little yellow hammer bird that only weighs 1/4 of a pound. which, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and write 1/4 of a pound, if you remember from the previous screen, is 4 ounces. Now we want to know what the weight of 6 of them would be. So there's actually 2 ways we can do this. I can multiply 6 times 1/4, and we get 6/4. Now that's an improper fraction. So to convert, 6/4 is more than a whole. So I can make 1 whole out of 6/4. And if I know that 4/4 equals that whole, so if I subtract 4 from that 6, I'm left with 2. So we could say the weight of 6 yellowhammer birds is 1 2/4 of a pound, which is actually the same as 1.5 pounds. Now the next question is where you guys might have a little bit of difficulty, so really pay attention. They want to know if it's more or less than 30 ounces. So we have 1 2/4 of a pound. But how many ounces is that? Well, I know that 1 full pound is 16 ounces. And I know that 2/4 is the same as a half. So that would be 8 ounces. So 16 plus 8 is 24. So 24 is less than 30 ounces. So again, what I did was to convert pounds to ounces. I know that 1 full pound, okay, is 16 ounces. So I took the 16, and then I added what 2/4 would be, that fraction that we have. And I knew that 2/4 is the same as a half, and half of a pound is 8 ounces. I also know that 1/4 of a pound is 4 ounces. So if I double that, because we're talking about 2/4, 4 doubled is 8. So there's a couple ways you could do it. Now, what you're going to be doing today is answering questions that are very similar to that. So let's do another one, just so you have 2 solid examples. And we're going to do number 3 from your journal pages. So you're going to have another one that is done. Here we go.
Weights of state birds. 3. Solve the number story. Use drawings or equations to show how you found your answers. What is the combined weight of 3, 4 3/8 pound nenes from Hawaii and 2 7 5/8 pound brown pelicans from Louisiana? Blank pounds.
Okay. So I wrote down my multiplication problem as it was reading because I knew that my screen would not let me scroll over. So we want to know the combined weight. So we're going to have to add. But if I have 3 birds that weigh 4 3/8 of a pound, I have to multiply. And then I have those 2 pelicans that weigh 7 5/8 of a pound. I have to multiply again. And then I have to add them together. So if I wanted to write one complete number model, I would do 3 times 4 3/8 in parentheses plus 2 times 7 5/8. So let's go ahead and multiply. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 3 is 9. So we have 12 9/8 over here. Or this is also equal to 13 1/8. And then underneath, 2 times 7 is 14, and 2 times 5 is 10. Or I could say it is 15 2/8. So now I need to add them both together. Okay, so these are the numbers that I'm adding together because I need a total weight. So I know that 13 plus 15 is 28, and 1/8 plus 2/8 is 3/8. Okay, so boys and girls, you are going to have to do question 3, 4, actually screen 3, 4, 5, and 6. Where you can find that, just so you know, when you log into ConnectEd, you are going in the magnifying glass. You can also play Decimal Top It and, of course, complete your math boxes and home link. Please refer to the conversion chart in Google Classroom that I sent and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. Bye-bye.